Hi, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I think this is the first message that's being recorded for the 2025 year. So let's see what the Yin Yang Oracle deck has for you guys. This is the deck. This is what it looks like. Yin and Yang. What's going on with your masculine and your feminine energy? What are the messages that are present for you at the start of this January? Okay. All right. Divine creator source, infinite intelligence, ancestors for our highest evolving and elevation. Thank you. Thank you for this time of communion and interconnectedness. Thank you for the messages that come forth, the guidance and the insight. Thank you that I may receive these messages with discernment and speak with truth and clarity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Any interference, any illusions or confusions that wish to come forth in this reading, may it be blocked and not return to the sender. We take that energy and we use it to alchemize it for the greater good of the collective. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get into your messages. What do you have for the collective? Let's make sure these right side up. Yeah. What are the messages that are coming forward? Thank you. We have release with surrender and purge. We have toxicity, bound, and patterns. What are the messages we have for the collective? What are the messages we have for the collective? Thank you. Okay. So on the bottom of the deck, we have regret and depression. So starting this new year off, someone is in regret or repressing. That's what that says, not depression. Repression. So someone is in regret or repressing some energy that they need to release and surrender. Some energy that needs to be purged out. Now we know that this is what we call the new year, what we've come to know as the new year, right? And that's according to this Gregorian calendar. Yes, anyone who's in tune to this channel does know and recognize that the spring equinox, which happens during, I think that's March 21st, the beginning of spring, is the original, I'll say, authentic new year. And why is that, you may ask? It's because in the winter is when things, and that's what we're in whenever we celebrate the Gregorian calendar. Not to mention that those things were changed for different reasons, but that's neither here nor there for this reading. The point of that all is to say is that when the spring happens, that's when when things are birthed, right? The trees blossom, the fruit is growing, the weather is becoming warm, and anything that was stagnant, anything that needed to be released happens during that December, January time of the year. So many of you are in that energy, or someone in your energy, because sometimes the messages resonate as someone that's in your energy. So take it how it resonates, right? There's someone that's in your energy, or you, take it as it resonates, that needs to release. We are still in that winter season. One of the reasons why bears hibernate, even the trees tend to go through a season of hibernation where the leaves fall off so that they can prepare. So many of you, or someone in your energy is in this essence of preparing by purging and surrendering, purging and releasing, purging and letting go of toxicity, letting go of limiting beliefs, letting go of patterns of doing the same thing over and over, things that you're bound to. For some of you, someone who's very toxic wants you to be bound to them, and you have released. But when you recognize a pattern and you know that it's not beneficial for you, continuing in that same energy or continuing to do the same thing over and over, that's the very definition of insanity. So, how do you release insanity, even if you're only taking a baby step to come out of any toxic cycles, any patterns that have you bound, any mindset, any ways of thinking, any words that you're speaking, any actions that you're taking? How can you allow for this divine intervention to come forward? For many of you, this is a part of you stepping into your faith. It may have felt like you're going into detours or things. Hold, please. Sorry for that brief interruption. And that's what some of you may feel like every time you're in a flow or something is happening, it feels like you're detoured or there's a brief interruption that sends you on a detour. But that's literally, for many of you, it's divine intervention. Some of these detours, some of these ways. If you look here, the image is a tree that's being struck by lightning. So some of you may have felt like the seeds that you've planted, the roots that you've connected and sown into fertile ground has been burned to a crisp, right? But for many of you, it's because it's time for you to surrender, to release, to allow for the divine intervention to come forth. So that one thing about nature, right? When a tree is burned like this, it turns to charcoal. When seeds die or leaves fall off the ground, they become the nutrients for the next cycle of growth. That's when the spring equinox occurs. So for some of you, whatever's been burned down, it's like that charcoal is infusing the soil with calcium and potassium and all of the nutrients that it needs in order for you to grow a healthier, more bountiful crop. Allow this fate to occur. Allow yourself to be open and receive from the divine this intervention that is occurring so that you're able to be more stable, to have more stability, to feel more in harmony and more in flow. Okay, so those are the overall messages. We have release with surrender and purge. We have toxicity with bound and patterns, fate with detours and divine intervention, receive with open, stability, harmony, and flow. Let's go a little bit deeper and find out what is this release with surrender and purge. Because I've given you one aspect of it, but let's see what the divine wants to take you down a road into knowing more divine wisdom about this. Tell me about this release with surrender and purge. Release with surrender and purge. Oh, no. Release with surrender and purge. Release with surrender and purge. Is there anything else? Release with surrender and purge. Okay. So we have the Empress, we have the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Page of Cups. Okay, so when it comes to this release with surrender, many of you may have felt blocked or in the need to release any insecurities. Some of you, your body is purging out certain things, and you're being encouraged to pay attention to your body as it is releasing. Even an empress has that time where the ground is fertile, but there's also this time where it needs the release, just like in nature, right? So some of you are releasing any blocked energy, releasing any insecurities, and or this is someone in your energy that you have blocked, someone that has insecurities or has felt insecure about an empress. Take it as it resonates. Someone who may have been negligent towards the divine feminine energy. But for many of you, with this release and surrender, there is, as this energy is being purged out, it's like for some of you in divine feminine energy, there is a straightening of the records, right? Someone is going to confess, and this is a part of that purging. They're going to release this remorse that they're feeling because they want to come clean. They want to prick their consciousness and purge out what they've been holding on to. For some of you, this is a Queen of Wands that this energy is occurring with. Someone who felt like it's their way or the highway. For some of you, this is someone you were dealing with. I feel like these are two separate energies. So it's like an empress was dealing with the Queen of Wands. Take it as it resonates. But this is someone that was very demanding, someone who's temperamental. So it's like Queen of Wands in reverse that's showing up here. Someone who was very strong-willed. Now, Queen of Wands is Leo, Aries, Sag energy, but it could be anyone. This is feminine energy, but it could be a man in their very feminine, I heard bitch made ways. Take it as it resonates. That's not for everyone, right? The point of it is the energy. So the energy is someone that was being very temperamental, very demanding, very strong willed. And now they're in this energy of wanting to release because they want to come clean. They had a strategy that they were working on, but it turned out to be an unworkable strategy. Even though I feel like they put a lot of energy, a lot of work into this, they were very reckless with their energy and wanting to show off this Queen of Wands in reverse. And so this energy, I get that it was very arrogant, and this is what needs to be released and purged out. Very hasty. Some of you even jealous. I get like this Queen of Wands energy may have been jealous of a divine feminine. I don't always get these kind of messages, but this is what's coming out today. So we're going to give the message as it's coming out. For some of you, you could have been dealing with a couple, a Queen of Wands and a King of Swords. This King of Swords is also in the reverse. Two energy. So a divine, a feminine Queen of Wands and a masculine King of Swords. Someone who was very authoritative. They wanted to be or felt like they were an authoritarian. Someone who's cold. sarcastic, very controlling, someone who had a lack of integrity, drunk on their own power, right? These two energies are in this, or being encouraged to release and surrender, to purge out this arrogant, hasty, drunk on power type of energy, being very manipulative. We have the Page of Cups here in reverse as well. And for some of you, this manipulation came because this Queen of Wands in reverse and this King of Swords in reverse are or were dealing with their own inner child wounds. That's not for everyone. For some of you, they just have creative blocks, and seeing a divine feminine in their creative, fertile flow created this energy of jealousness. For some, you canceled events. Like some of you may have been in the energy to work with this King of Swords in reverse or this Queen of Wands in reverse. And for whatever reason, you canceled working with these individuals. This could be a group for some of you or individually. But because of this canceled energy or their inner child wounds or these creative blocks, it created this obsession with controlling this divine feminine energy in a way that lacked integrity, like they were loose cannons. And now, this energy, while we're still in this winter season, is encouraging to purge this out, this lack of integrity, this temperamental, demanding. Purge it and release it. Release this toxicity. This is that energy, again, where someone wanted you bound or staying in certain cycles. It's like someone got used to an old version of you. So some of you may have actually worked with these people or interacted with or even dated. Either or. You could have dated this Queen of Wands or this King of Swords. Take it as it resonates. If you're a masculine, take it however it resonates, okay? Either way, whoever's in this divine feminine energy, the Empress here, you release the toxicity and the patterns, and you broke the chains that bound you to certain people, certain energies, certain spaces, certain places, certain thought patterns, certain actions. Tell me about this toxicity. Why is this here with bound and patterns? Thank you. Whoa, thank you. Toxicity with bound and patterns. Toxicity with bound and patterns. Is there anything else? Toxicity with bound and patterns. Okay. So, yeah, we have the World here. The World, the Two of Wands, the Five of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the Three of Coins, the Wheel of Fortune, the Hierophant, the Eight of Coins, and the Waxing Moon. Okay? So some of you, when it came to this toxicity, you ended that chapter. You went to what made you feel successful. You went towards those that gave you a sense of belonging. You stepped into integrating achievements and accomplishments. You stepped into an energy where you could feel wholeness, fulfillment. That's that divine feminine energy. For some of you, you ended certain chapters because you're ready to travel. And travel can go in multiple ways. Some of you are traveling literally, right? You're leaving one space, one place, one area to be in an area where you feel more fulfilled, where you feel more like you belong, right? And then some of you, this traveling is traveling spiritually. You've elevated, you've stepped out of lower vibrational cycles and patterns, and you integrated more wholeness on a spiritual level, right? And then another way of this travel is traveling mentally. You've changed your mind about feeling the need to take shortcuts or allow delays to hold you back or feeling like there's a lack of completion. No, you reassessed, made the adjustments, set the goals, and you defined your purpose. And that allowed for you to release and surrender, to end that chapter, to let go of any hostility, defeat, conflict. We have the Five of Swords here, right? It's like you hit the plot twist on them, right? It's like sometimes people think they know your story or they want to tell you your story, and you were like, no. The divine gave me this pen, this coloring book, this creative aspect to write, to create, to speak, to sing, to draw the story the way I see fit. So, no, I don't give you the authority to tell me how my story's gonna go. Plot twist, baby. I flipped the script on that. And those of you who are in this divine feminine energy, you decided no more self sacrificing. Ace of Cups here, right? You decided that bliss is something that you could see in your story. And so you flipped the script, created the plot twist to have joy. For some of you to have new romance. For some of you, the story was with this divine feminine energy here that you were always going to have relationships that weren't fulfilling, or relationships that dealt with narcissists for some of you, relationships where you were always the third party, relationships where the person just didn't honor the partnership. That was the story that some wanted or wrote for you, or even that you allowed to become because you took part in that story, right? You were a supporting character when the divine said, "You're the main attraction, baby. Step up to the stage and live your life in a more abundant way." So, plot twist. Let's change that story up. Let's have those flowing emotions. Let's create this new romance, create romantic success, right? No more of this feeling like you're being held back. It's time to tune into your intuition and take care of yourself. So many of you tapped into the self love first and foremost. And when you decided to write your story, to draw the picture in a way that created self love, you allowed those ripple effects of self love to take root, to plant seeds. And now you're calling in those that you can collaborate with. Three of coins here, right? Three of pentacles. Those who have active listening skills. They're not just waiting for you to finish or interrupting you so that they can have their say. No, there's a synergy here. It's C-O, cooperation. It's C-O, co-creation. It's co-managing, co-managing a household, co-managing a relationship, co-managing a business. It's partnership, right? So some of you are doing just that with the Hierophant here. Your marriages are going to be those that inspire others. For some of you, you're also able to teach the letting go of certain programming, of conforming to a certain way of conventional marriage, right? Now, don't get it twisted. It's like you're finding a way where, so this is how I'm getting this. It's like a man is supposed to go out and make the money, and a woman is supposed to raise the kids and stay home, or she needs to listen to the man because it's like you're letting all of that go, and you're finding what ways work best for you and your household, ways that create synergy between you and your partner. So you have faith that this is possible, and you're releasing any conforming, any programming, right? You're thinking for yourself. Some of you, this may feel like you're challenging the status quo, because sometimes we've been taught, for men, like if a man doesn't go out and work, like say he's the one that stays home with the children, right? Some men, especially the way we've been programmed today, their ego can't handle that at all. A man having a woman make more money than him and be the breadwinner, that will knock some men's ego into a whole nother dimension. So some of you are now challenging these statuses. What was the norm? What was the status quo? And you're finding out what works best for you and your partner. What makes collaboration? What makes cooperation? What creates that CO, collective organization, collective operations, right? This is what's occurring. And it's bringing in this Wheel of Fortune here. This Wheel of Fortune is about decisive movement. You're thinking stronger, better, in a way that's more synergetic, and it's like it's allowing expansion, not just for you, and not even just for your household, because as we show and become examples by leading by examples, this is how we allow for better, quote unquote, traditions, or leaders to come forth for stronger values, values that actually uplift the community, the collective as a whole, right? So it's time for this fortune, for this change, and this fate. We even have the fate card out here, right? And the Wheel of Fortune is about fate. It's about life cycles. It's about karma. So many of you are now dedicated to your craft, whatever this craft may be. If you paint, if you sing, if you dance, if you're a counselor, if you're a tarot reader, if you're in as a traditional pastor, priest, church leader, whatever it may be, because Hierophant deals with those aspects as well, right? Whatever it is you're a leader in, and you're leading by example, and this could just be a leader in your own household, right? Because if you're a parent, you're a leader. Your children are learning from you. They're watching you, and the thoughts, the words, the actions, the emotions, the energy that they see coming from you is what they absorb. Whether directly or indirectly, it affects them. So yes, you are a leader. If you're out in the public eye and you know you're making music and you're speaking to the public, don't be like F them kids, because they're watching you, and they're the ones that are your supporters, your they're the ones that, whether you directly or indirectly want to affect, you are affecting. So it's time for I just heard leaders of the new school to bring in a way that has a sense of better and better. That's the only way I can come up with it. It's like better and better. If you see something isn't beneficial to you or to another and you continue in that way, not saying that we don't have lessons to learn, right? We do. But when you know better, you do better. So if you know that you know that you know that what you're doing, saying, is creating havoc, not just for yourself, but for someone else, and you're intentionally doing it, you can flip this wheel of fortune and you can allow for this upheaval to flow right back to you. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. But with this Eight of Coins here, many of you are dedicated to your craft. You're sticking to it. Some of you may be self-employed, but you're moving in this energy of mastery, very detailed with how you're moving. Some of you may find it beneficial to work with the waxing moon. The waxing moon is about making progress. The timing of the waxing moon is 1 or 2 weeks, right? It's that time where you're shifting your consciousness. A waxing moon allows you to gain strength and step into the final steps of your mastery of the things that you're committed to. It allows for increase as well. The waxing moon is the one that allows for the expansion. The waning moon is where you're gaining the wisdom, right? The waxing allows you to make the progress you gained during the waning moon. Waxing is the first 1 or 2 weeks. So you have the new moon, the waxing moon, the waning moon, and then the full moon. During a waning moon, this is where you reevaluate your plans. You have patience because things may feel like they're decreasing. This is where, with this fate card here, things feel like they're decreasing. This tree or the things that you built that felt like they were going down, some of you may have felt like you were in a waning moon era, but it was so that you can gain the wisdom you needed to reevaluate your plans and allow the divine intervention to come forward so that you could then shift your consciousness and gain more strength as you're taking your final steps towards this mastery, okay? Let's find out about fate with detours and interventions here. Give us more clarity and insight about this fate that's occurring. What is this divine intervention? Fate, thank you. Detours, divine intervention. Fate, thank you. Fate, whoa. Fate, thank you. Fate, okay. When it comes to this fate, we have the devil card, right? The devil, the vernal equinox, the queen of coins, the six of coins, the Ace of Coins, the Hangman, the Knight of Coins, the Nine of Swords, and the Fool. So when it comes to this fate card, it's this tree was being struck down, struck by lightning, right? Because it needed divine intervention with this devil card here. There were some unhealthy patterns, whether these patterns were physical or emotional. For some of you, this was in an abusive way. Someone was abusing divine feminine energy. Take it as it resonates, or just fate needed to happen, divine intervention because of some toxic energy, some codependency for some of you. For some of you, the divine intervention happened because these unhealthy patterns were occurring because of energetic implants. Now, energetic implants could occur in multiple ways. We have people that have been chipped, and you take these microchips in your skin, knowingly or unknowingly. And these microchips can affect you energetically, your energetic body, because it creates certain thoughts, right? And the thoughts are the mental plane. So, because of implants, microchips, or implants through programming of television and society and traditional ways, we just spoke about that, taking decisive actions in your own household. But there's things that have been implanted energetically, mentally, right? Toxicity. And for some of you, it could be even towards sexuality and sex. I'm not going to go down that road, but we have a whole agenda that's being programmed right now. And you can get mad if you want. This is my channel. I don't tell nobody how to make their choices. We have free will. It is what it is. Either way, there's a programming that's happening, that's occurring. You may not even realize this, but there's a whole experiment that showed how there's certain foods, certain products even that we use, deodorants, lotions, things you put on your face that have a lot of estrogen and or testosterone. So it's like they're flipping it. Ingredients that are made for men have a lot of estrogen. Ingredients that are made, or products that are made for women, have a lot of testosterone. And there's even, and you do your own research. You don't have to take my word for anything. I'm just here as a messenger. You take what resonates, you leave the rest, or you take it with you for another time because you may need to snack on this divine food, this divine manna that's coming through for you. There's an experiment. You know what? I'm going to even pull it up. Yeah, we're going to take a little intermission right here. Let's do this. Where they had some frogs, right? There was an experiment. They talked about it. Experiment. And no, you don't have to believe everything you read or hear about on the internet. But at least do your own research before you speak about something. Just a little bit, you know. It doesn't take but a Google check sometimes to just figure some things out, right? But it was a haze experiment. Let me see. Some experiments on frogs and sexuality have involved the effects of chemicals on frogs and the ability of frogs to change their sex. Now you're saying, Tonae, what does this frogs and sex have to do anything with humans? Well, think about it. Whenever they're doing experiments, don't they experiment on animals first? Most of the time they give you out pharmaceutical drugs. They've experimented on rats in a laboratory. So who's to say they don't do it on other animals as well? Hence frogs, right? Okay, so atrazine is a drug, and a 2002 study by Tyrone Hayes of the University of California, Berkeley, found that atrazine, a common herbicide is something they're spraying on the plants, the things we eat. So even when you want to be healthy and you're eating salads and fruits, a herbicide can be sprayed on these. You don't know this. You try to wash off your fruits and vegetables, and even when you're doing it in vinegar and baking soda, herbicides seep into the fruit. These herbicides can cause sexual abnormalities in male frogs. The study found that atrazine levels as low as zero point 0.1 parts per billion causes 16% of male frogs to develop both testicular and ovaries. So the frog is why we have so many people confused out here about their sexuality. A frog got testicles and it got ovaries. So the frog confused, like, what am I gonna do? Now tell me where we seeing this at today. We see this with children, but I felt like I was born this way. You will feel like you're born a certain way if your mother has been ingesting these herbicides that were sprayed on fruits and vegetables trying to eat healthy for you, and then it's confusing your reproductive system. The study also found that atrazine lowered testosterone levels in sexually mature male frogs by a factor of 10. However, other research has failed to reproduce these results in frogs. So they're saying they haven't found any more research. But after they found the first bit of research, who pays for these research? So of course, it's going to be a little difficult to find it depending on who's putting money behind it. In 2013, the United States Environmental Protection Agency concluded that atrazine has no, this is what they're saying, no consistent, so it's not saying that it doesn't happen, effects on amphibian development. Frogs, Hayes found, okay, I'm trying to read, that's the same thing as saying all over again. Okay, so my whole point about that is that there are so many drugs today. They got a pill or a drug for everything. But the thing about it is what are the side effects of these drugs? What are the side effects that are happening to our youth today? And you can't tell me that as an individual, you haven't noticed this. If you go back just 20 years, 15, 10, 15, 20 years ago, we didn't have certain things like ADHD. You didn't have so many kids with autism. And now it's almost like 1 out of 10. And I'm not shunning any child that has these. All I'm saying is that something is obviously affecting the DNA, affecting the genes. Okay. Again, all of that came about because of energetic implants. What if the implants are occurring through your food? Not just the things you're watching on television or on your cell phone or that are coming through your feed, because all of that is programming and implants too. When we see something, we don't just ignore it and sweep it under the rug. You have to speak on it, know it, and bring enlightenment to it. This is how, and this is why we're in this age of Aquarius, because so many things were able to be gotten away with because it was just brushed aside. A little money here in a pocket, a little lobbying here with a little money, and things just went away. This age of Aquarius is bringing in awareness and enlightenment. We don't turn a blind eye to things. We open our third eye, first eye, and bring the awareness to it, about it, for it. Okay? Now, this fate, and this is because it's divine intervention. It's timing now for things that were kept in the dark to come to the light. That's what the vernal equinox, and I may be saying that incorrectly, VERNAL, vernal equinox is about. It's about acting now. It's about the awakening. It's about spring. It's about a fresh start. Many of us are now creating more balance where there have been great imbalances. Queen of coins here. Imbalances in the workplace, imbalances within our home, imbalances within our food, imbalances within our government. Those that are stepping up to this divine feminine energy, that have this ambition, you're stepping away from the shallow and jumping into the deeper end of things. When you see that there are strings attached to certain things, six of coins here, right? It's like they give you one thing, six of pentacles, give you something, but there's a string attached to it. Oh, just close your eyes to this. Don't worry about the side effects of this. We're going to give you this pill. Oh, don't worry about taking Ozempic, even though it was created for diabetes and it can create X, Y, A, B, and C. And you just take it because you're going to get the quick results of losing the weight now instead of being disciplined and doing the work that'll keep you healthy and strong. Just take this pill. Just it's okay with the strings that are attached to it. Just take this. Just do this. No more of that. No more of depending on someone else who has this underlying greed and undervalues your health, undervalues your mentality, undervalues the collective as a whole, undervalues the next generation because they want to be the one in control of them. It was time for this divine intervention to happen. And Ace of Coins here, you see? To plant something new. Do you see? Something that's beneficial for the collective, not just a small set of individuals. This is something that is going to flourish, create more stability, more security, more abundance. There is the potential to have this new beginning. For some of you, this new beginning is going to come by you meeting someone. For others of you, for you meeting a group. This group is like-minded individuals, those that are stepping up to the plate and saying, no more. We don't want the strings that are attached to being unhealthy because we're eating the high fructose corn syrup just so you can make $1. No more of turning a blind eye to being emotionally and physically abused, because that's physical abuse. When your food is banned in almost every other country, but it's okay to be given to you here in a country that's supposed to be so abundant. You have all of this abundance, but you can't create healthier, beneficial foods for the youth. So it can be banned in another country, but to make $1 here with those strings attached to it, it's okay? No more. There is that potential to flourish where there's abundance for all. No more lack mentality, no more living in the toxicity of turning a blind eye, of taking these strings that are attached, cutting the cords on that. No more self-sacrifice. It's time to hang man, take a pause and create a new perspective, to have that aha moment, to allow this awakening, this epiphany, to release the old traditional ways of doing things that did not benefit the collective. We know it now. At one time, you didn't know certain things, but in this age of Aquarius, with this technology that you have it in your hand. Is it all about flipping through and watching shorts? Or are you taking this technology and making good use of it? Because if you leave it in the hands of someone who has all of these strings attached, they'll take it and use it to control you. Or you can take it and allow the perspective to come forth, a new perspective. one where we're connected to nature. Knight of Coins here. It may be slow, a slow going, feel like a slow process. It may feel like it's a lot of hard work and responsibility and having to be patient. Nobody wants to be patient. We're the microwave generation now. You want it here, you want it now. But all of these things didn't happen overnight. So it's going to take time to flip the script on this, to have that plot twist. It's going to take sometimes being conservative with our water, with the way that we move, even with our funds. If you realize that certain products aren't for you, then why do you continue to purchase them as a collective? Because that's the only thing they understand is the money, right? So maybe being conservative with where and how you spend your money, where and how you spend your time, where and how you give your energy, protecting yourself, being stubborn. Knight of Coins here, right? Knight of Pentacles. Stubborn about the fact that you know you deserve better, and those that are in leadership roles in these organizations, if they're not in the path of creating better and better, and this is on every level and aspect, as an individual, in your home, in your community, and as a collective togetherness, right? No more mental anguish. Nine of Swords here. No more psychological trauma. No more worry. No is a complete sentence. No, I will not buy that product for my children knowing that it has high fructose corn syrup. No, I will not allow this programming to be consumed by my children because I know that it does them no benefit. No, no, it's not as easy. Even for me, it's a change. And I'm speaking on a personal level right now. I grew up eating all of these things as well. So saying no is something that I'm learning as well. And it is a slow and steady process. But the easier, the more, what do they say? You do something for like 21 days and then it becomes a new pattern or a new habit. We're creating new neurological pathways by learning to say no to the things that don't benefit us, to say yes to the things that do. And yes, it is possible to release that psychological trauma that has been programmed in many of us since childhood. For some, even in the womb, because you're hearing the things that your mother, your father are either fighting about, laughing about, having joy about, even in the womb. The Fool. It's time to allow this divine intervention, to allow a freer spirit to flow, a new beginning where we're able to have this opportunity to step into the unknown and allow that potential for bliss to really be more free flowing, letting go of this lack of faith, able to receive and be open. Let's find out. I need a water. Let's find out about this receive and being open here. Receive. When I'm done doing something, you know I'm doing something. Wait till I'm done, please. Receive and being open. Tell us more about this receive, being open, receive, and being open. Thank you. Chariot, we're moving forward. We have the full moon, the Knight of Cups, the Star, the Three of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. So when it comes to this receiving and being open, it's time to illuminate our subconscious. Full moon energy here, right? When the full moon is here, that's about our emotional awareness. It's about things coming to a climax. It's about that moving on, Chariot, right? Moving on, cycles being complete. We're coming more into this age of Aquarius. We're stepping more into this Pluto in Aquarius energy as well. And this is that time to receive. The receiving of illuminating our subconscious mind about the things that we haven't been wanting to pay attention to be aware of. It's time to follow our hearts, Knight of Cups here, in a very tactful way, in a way that feels chivalrous, and it's like psychic grace, right? It's a way of allowing the invitation of the divine to really allow that healing, the star here, to occur. Releasing any lack of faith, any hopelessness, and being inspired to create serenity. It's time to manifest our dreams, manifesting big developments, homesteads, healthier foods, healthier homes, traveling for pleasure, not just because you got a vacation from a job that's not fulfilling to you. It's time to level up in work, level up in love, level up. No more thinking small, no more feeling inhibited, no more lack of progress. And this is the Ace of Swords. That's the truth. That it is time to receive this and be open to it. It's time for this reevaluation of any misinformation to release during the full moon with this full moon energy here and illuminating the subconscious. It's about releasing the clouded judgment, redirecting our subconscious minds and the way we've been programmed, and being programmed even towards hostility. That's why there's so much separation. Divided you fall. So keep you hostile in a hostile mindset. Men fighting against women, women fighting against other women, women fighting against men, children not wanting to respect adults, adults um, um, provoking children. It's time to redirect that and step into a vision where there's more clarity and more beneficial communication. Not just talking to hear yourself talk or thinking you have some sense of importance when it doesn't benefit anyone but you. But in a way that you're communicating that brings stability, harmony, flow. Because some people get on a newscast or a podcast and it's just about being seen. It's really not about, or making a song even. Does it edify or is it detrimental to your gates, your ear gates, your mind gate, your eye gate? It's self-reflection. You have to decide if the things you're putting out is detrimental. Are you doing it just because you got a quick buck? This is where we're going with big developments, right? How is it creating stability, harmony, flow? Tell me about this stability, harmony, and flow. Okay, we only an hour in. Thank you. Stability, harmony, and flow. Stability. Whoa. I'm not taking all of that. That's just too many. We're going to take what we have on the table, but we do have the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck here. This Ace of Wands, a passionate new start. So we have the, when it comes to stability, we have the Two of Coins and the Four of Swords. So it's a balancing act, just like she's balancing here on her hands. And it's not about you balancing on your hands, but having more balance in life, more stability, right? A balancing act. Are you adaptable? What are you prioritizing with this Two of Coins here? Going back and forth between two minds. Well, I got bills to pay and I need to get this money. I need to get this bag. Making quick decisions, right? Two of Pentacles. Wanting to be financially adept. But if you look at this guy, he's like, I'm going to keep what I'm going to keep for me. I'm going to offer you this one. Two of Coins. I'm going to give you this one, but I'm not going to give you the full thing. And it's like always making the poor choices. Because just because you look like you have a lot of money doesn't mean. This is what, how does the saying go? Be careful of being jealous or envious of someone because you don't know what they did or had to do to get the money and the things that they got. They could have made some very poor choices. Some very dropping the ball type of actions. But this is about prioritizing so that you're not doing any and everything for money to the point of being burnt out. This is more about growing, going within, recalibrating, and healing so that you can have more stability, more harmony, more flow within self and with community as a whole. A passionate start. It's time for us to go for it, right? So I'm going to end the reading here. No, I'm not. I'm going to take an ancestor oracle card. Let me get this here. Hold on. Okay. What is the ancestor oracle card for this message to close this out? What do you have for this message, please and thank you? Whoa, sorry. What is the message you have for the collective? What is the message you have for the collective? I keep grabbing all of them. The Huntress with Soul Awakening. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Star with Spiritual Rebirth. Okay? So, this is number 20 with the Huntress here. Oh, let's just do this because I got to end this. I got something to do now. So the Huntress with Soul Awakening, it says, cycles are ending so that you can be renewed. You're moving toward a new era and looking back at the lessons learned. This may be a season where you're analyzing your life. Signs and answers are being shown to you, but you must be willing to see them. You are in a period of sacred awakening. Sacred awakening. Sacred awakening. Continue self reflection. The huntress ancestor is traditionally judge, jury, and executioner. She's all about accountability. This is a call to action. This is a call to action. This is a call to action. There's always a second chance. This is a time for reflection and reckoning. The ancestor memory, the huntress comes forward as Buffalo Calf Road Woman, a northern Cheyenne warrior woman. She bears the wings of the honorable great honored owl. The ancestor medicine revelations are unfolding. This is a period of personal reckoning, pregnant with the opportunity for renewal and rebirth. Tarot correspondence is the judgment, and the declaration is I lovingly release the past and make way for the future. I lovingly release the past and make way for the future. I lovingly release the past and make way for the future. And that has been your reading for today. I want to thank you for joining me, Tonae Star, here with Tonae Star Enterprises. Remember, always shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you are still amongst the stars. Thank you for joining me.